So we're here at Lara Farms with Julian Lara, and they have been growing Mamey for a long time. And so he's going to start out showing us some Mamey, and then hopefully we'll get to see a lot more of his facility here.
Sure. Well, we've been growing Mameys for a long time. My dad started back in the 70s, and these trees here in the grove were planted all in the early 80s. I mean, they've been through that really bad frost back in 1981, I remember, that the leaves were covered in ice. It was an ice leaf, and it went through that maybe twice.
Then we had some late 80s freezes.
Yeah, in the early 80s, and then in the late 80s we had a frost, and then it went through Hurricane Andrew. Everything here was cut down to a stump, or it was just blown over to a stump, and then it grew back. Thankfully it was grafted. You know, it was
grafted low.
It was grafted low, and the graft was, the damage was above the graft, so we didn't lose none of the trees. But they've been through a lot, but they've come back every time. It's amazing.
So you have some old Mamey trees over there, and then we have potted ones for sale.
Correct.
And this one.
Yeah, we got a Magaña here. This is a variety from El Salvador, and it's very popular. It's a big fruit. It comes to be between 4 and 6 pounds, sometimes more, depending on how much you fertilize it. And we also have.
So this is for Key West, is that right?
Yeah.
For Pantene, is that right?
That's correct. Key West is also known as Pantene, and we have the Magaña as well here.
Was the original plant from Key West, or?
Yeah. The story goes it's from the fire department, the fire station.
Somebody planted a seed there, and
I guess somebody with the Pantene. I think the Pantene family planted the seed there, and some people thought it was really good.
It's a popular variety. Yeah.
It's, I think, the most popular variety. And the fire department left it there, and it's still there today.
How about that?
It's pretty old. It's a humongous tree. I've seen it in Key West, and it's an enormous tree. And that's the one that all the supermarkets sell. That one and Magaña. And then other than that, we have our own house variety called Pace. It's early Mamey, comes between March and June. So it's a springtime Mamey, and it's very good. I like it a lot. It's very firm. It doesn't, after you cut Mamey open and you put it in the refrigerator, it kind of gets mushy, kind of soft. This one stays firm and pasty, and it's very rich in flavor, a lot of sugar. They get about 2 pounds to 3 pounds, so they're not too big, so you could probably eat the whole Mamey by yourself. It's a really good dessert Mamey. Just cut it in half and get a spoon and eat it, because it's a shame to use it for a milkshake, because it's so good just to eat with a spoon. And it's one of our house varieties. My dad named it after himself and my mom, because Pablo and then Sarah's my mom's name, so it's P-A, and then the first 2 letters were mom's name, C-E. And I think it's a hybrid. The Pace is a hybrid that he made between the Magaña and the Tazumal variety. But it does have the shape of a Tazumal. But the problem with Tazumal is that it has uneven ripening. It's hard on one side and it's soft on the other. In Spanish we call it primavera for some reason. And Tazumal has a really beautiful color. It's bright red, but it has that problem. It doesn't ripen evenly. And another good feature about the Tazumal is it ripens in the winter, December, January, when there's no Mamey. And unfortunately, it has that problem. It doesn't ripen evenly, and it really didn't take off because of that. Maybe because of this climate. Maybe in another country it'll do fine.
Yeah, interesting to try that out, but someday, right?
Mamey needs to cross-pollinate with different cultivars in order to make fruit. They can't self-pollinate. A lot of customers ask me, "Oh, my Mamey tree, it's not making any fruit. How come? It makes a lot of flowers, but it doesn't make any fruit." I'm like, "Is it the only Mamey tree in the neighborhood?" Yeah, it's the only one. Well, that's why. you need to get another variety.
Well, I haven't run into that. I think I only have one variety, and
As long as your neighbors have a mamey tree, or if it's within, let's say, a mile radius,
okay, a mile. It's safe.
the bees can do the rest for you.
Yeah. As far as we got
There's
some
plenty
good,
on the tree.
yeah, got some nice fruit right here. That's like a couple pounds there.
Yeah.
But you can also see the flowers. Makes a lot of flowers. Takes, was it 12 to 14 months?
Well, actually, it takes 20 months.
20 months to
You get from flower to ready to eat fruit, it takes about 20 months. So we got fruit for the spring of 2019. And then we got fruit for the spring of 2020. And then we have flower over here, where you can see right next to this baby guy. This flower is for the spring of 2021. So you can more or less get an idea what the crop is going to look like for the next couple of years.
So is it different for the different varieties as far as the time from flower to fruit?
No, it's all the same.
Oh.
Mamey is mamey. All the mameys take about 20 months from flower to fruit. But you get mameys every year.
Unless there's a hurricane.
Unless there's a hurricane. And here's a Key West, aka Pantene, in the ground. And here is, let's just give you an idea of how prolific and productive the pace mamey is. We have one over here. And the pace mamey is, you can really tell the difference because it's the shape of a football. It's not round like the Pantene or large like the Magana. And these should be ready soon. Now the way you would check to see if these are ready is different from the Key West, because in the Key West all you got to do is check the tip to see if it's red. Mm-hmm. On this case, on this variety, you got to check the center of the fruit to see if it's red. Now, usually this color, it will ripen and it will be sweet, but it won't be that red. But it will taste good. I would leave it on a little bit longer, maybe another month for it to get more color. But this mamey is ready to be picked, and you always check it in the middle. Never check it in the tip.
Yeah.
For this cultivar. Now for Key West, you can check the tip.
But you can also check the middle for Key West?
No.
No? Just
the tip. Now
okay.
Magana, I check the tip and the middle on both sides of the hemisphere of the fruit.
Wow.
On this side and on the back side. If there's red in the middle, in the front and the back, and on the tip, then I would pick it. Because some people just check the tip of the fruit on the Magana, and then it doesn't ripen evenly.
That's good to know. And in case people don't realize this, but I mean, when you do scratch the fruit, it will heal up. It's not like you're inviting,
Cosmetically, it won't look very nice, but it will heal up. Yeah, it won't affect the fruit at all.
So this is a pretty old tree too. Do you have a guess on how old this one is?
Early 80s.
Early 80s.
All these
again?
trees were planted back in the early 80s.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what, and maybe I wasn't paying attention when your father came up with the pace.
70s. The 70s.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. So
70s. See, this was damaged back in the 92 from Hurricane Andrew, and all this is new growth from 92. So this tree would have been a lot larger if we hadn't cut it back.
Yeah, of course it makes it a little better for a windy situation when it's shorter, because those tall trees just get snapped off. Wow.
Yeah, and hurricanes.
This is a great branch over here. This is just really shows how prolific it is.
Yeah. It's super prolific. And another thing about this that you should know, it's very precocious. It starts flowering almost immediately after you graft it. It doesn't take forever like a Key West. Key West takes a long time to start flowering after it's grafted. Magana and Pace, I guess since it's a hybrid of a Magana, it's very precocious and it starts flowering immediately after it's grafted.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a fun variety. I guess I'm going to have to add that to my collection.
You should, absolutely. And it tastes great. I like the flavor. Out of all three that we're talking about, I think this is the winner as far as eating quality.
Yeah, I know Pantene is really popular, and so that's what I'm growing right now, and I'd be very happy to grow this.
Yeah,
so you're selling a plant today if you have it.
Great.
Okay.
Fantastic.